Hinda, Barimini, we're coming at you live from Coffee in Midrand. And thanks to our friends at Martel, we are going to give you a chance and your friend to come see Chris Brown live. Yes, that's right. We've got Chris Brown tickets. All you got to do to win is buy yourself a Martel bottle. You can scan the QR code right now or check out the link in the description below and use the promo code right now so you can win yourself those tickets. We'll see you in December. You don't want to miss this.
I'd understood what is marketing, what is PR and all of that, you know, because I was in that space for some time.
How to steal money from artists, you know.
The worst part, I then take their first lady.
Hey! And then I'm more figures all on it.
In big stages.
Hey man, I wanted to ask you, because she was living with you guys, ne?
Yeah.
So when she was living with you guys, how were you guys having sex? Like, because she's there all the time.
You're mad.
It's an honest question.
Yeah, that's right.
Enjam, angihlale in room.
Oh, she was in the East Wing. You were in the West Wing.
This is the owner of TS Records at this time, man. Come on.
The reason you guys broke up, right, is because you wanted a second wife.
Hi, man.
Lebu pass,
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Lebu pass, and then she said no. How true is that, comrade? Leaders. Smash or pass? Are you ready? Because we know you like them baddies, eh? But you've been on a live with Lebu Pass.
No, of course.
Smoking Hubley. You want some Hubley? You've got Hubley, yeah?
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guest in the building, one of the biggest hustlers to come out of SA. This guy, he was one of the founding members of TS Records, Soul Pinduka.
The team TS Records.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now he's the ANC Gauteng Provincial Secretary.
Secretary General.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's the Balula of Gauteng. Pretty much. Yeah, very big role. Yeah.
Please make some noise for NCIZA.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, we were in New York at Black Coffee's Madison Square Garden thing, man. How monumental was that for you? Because I feel like only if you were there, you could experience how big of a thing that thing was, you know?
I think for a South African guy, and I've known Black Coffee from the beginning, you know, Shauna and all of that. I think it was crazy, man. It was a milestone to see an African child in such a platform doing his thing.
And it was my first time at Madison Square Garden, eh?
Yeah.
First time ever. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had to go and experience it myself because, you know, if you do it yourself and you put a lot of work into it and you do it in a foreign land and there's people who can be able to go and give you support, I think it's special, man. I think it was special for me. I think it was special for anyone. And there were a lot of South Africans who flew there just to give the guy support. And I think if we can only learn from that, we'll grow as a country, we'll grow as a nation, we'll grow. It's just a culture of picking each other up. And I think the guy has done, you know, the next generation will look up to a superstar.
Dude,
you know,
but
that guy is a proper superstar, he's a proper businessman.
Man.
And, you know, till now we started companies when it was a dream to start a company. Now if you get a guy who earns it in dollars.
In dollars.
Please, in euros, you know?
Hey, but his set was long that night because I remember I was there, had a couple of beers, and then I passed out during the performance, woke up and you were still performing.
Here you set for life. So the set must be that long.
But I didn't see you at the after party. Did you come to the after party?
No, I didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't see you, man.
I was tired.
Where did you go? You just went back to your hotel?
Yeah, I went back to the hotel to chill and have fun with my people.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing night, you know. Black Coffee, man, is really paving way for a lot of young kids out there. And I hear we like having different views about each other without wanting to pick each other up. I'm saying, show me one guy who's done it like Black Coffee in South Africa.
How did you meet Black Coffee? How did you know him?
I've known him for years, man, in the music industry, I guess. He produced for Bricks when Bricks was in my company.
He produced for Bricks?
Oh, wow.
Black Coffee?
Yeah.
What song?
Yo, it's a quite a song.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't know
produced
that.
for Bricks. But we connected some time ago, long before he became the DJ that he you know, when he was in that group with the two guys. Shana, yeah. When he was in Shana, and he started producing a lot of music, and we just connected, and we have never stopped, you know.
You know, what's special about that guy, when I look at his career, only now in hindsight, I realize that everything was intentional. Because we started pretty much same time, right? But he would do things that we didn't even think about. Like, for example, I remember he did the longest DJ set in Soweto.
I remember.
So everything with him is like intentional.
Exactly.
And then you look back, you're like, yo, this guy was ahead of the game. Like, when we were not even thinking about that.
I think special people are like that. They always see things that nobody sees. And, you know, they put an extra work. I mean, you're intentional. Look at what you guys are doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you started this, nobody believed. I think it's the same. It was his path. He had to move that way. He had to, and he put a lot of work into it. But he chose good partners as well. It's another thing. But I like he's also his arrogance works for him.
And he hasn't changed, eh?
Yeah.
He's still humble, bro. Same guy that I met like 20 years ago. He hasn't changed.
Good arrogance. Because when it comes to work, he doesn't compromise. Doesn't matter who you are.
So the humility is personal, not in business.
Not in business. It's personal. He's a good guy, kind guy. But even in his space, he's very protective of his space. You know, same as some of us. Because you know, certain people in your space can mess you up.
Yeah, and you know what's at stake.
Exactly. And he knows, this is my guy, and it doesn't change. He connects with you like that. You know, it doesn't matter where you are, and it doesn't confuse things. You know, not because he's a friend of Oscar, so you are less friend of him. No, because we connect differently, because we connected in different spaces. So the point that I'm making is that he's a very focused guy, and I'm very proud of him. And I think a lot of us can learn from him. A lot of youngsters should learn from him. But beyond anything else, we should be able to pick each other up, you know, and really take each other to another level.
Do you wish the same for your son? Because I'll be honest with you, me and my wife, we loved the song that he did with Pori.
Yeah.
Bank Notification.
Yeah.
Beautiful song. I can't believe that song never blew up, eh? Beautiful song, man.
Yeah.
Amazing song.
Yeah.
So when your son comes up to you and he says he wants to do music, because you all know how fucked up the music industry is.
Yeah.
Are you like, I'm a boy, go ahead? Or are you like, are you sure?
Look, I mean, I think I'm a very free-spirited guy, you know, father who has seen it all. The last thing you can ever tell your son is not to do something, especially when you can see the fire in him. He's got fire, he wants to do this, he believes he can do it. Every day he tells me, he also has a plan. He's a very focused guy. So I say, okay, I always give him support. But I always say to him, hey, Chief, just make sure, whatever you do, focus on the dollars, not this thing of rents. It will hurt you.
Yeah. And the industry is cutthroat, man.
Yeah. So you'll focus on what is happening here. Measure yourself with the best in the game. Then you'll do pretty much well. But yeah, I think he's in studio. He's trying to do his own thing. He's doing a lot of collaborations. He's doing a lot of music. I'm sure in time people will hear what he can do.
And what do you think when you hear about these scandals that come out of him cheating and baby mama drama? He's got baby mama drama. Right?
For real?
Yeah, I think
At
so.
21-year-old, what must I say? He has a right to have baby mama dramas and all that.
He's living life.
It's 21.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because he's my son, so there's that. No, man. He's a young boy who knows, certain things should be done in a certain way. But really, he must live his life. He must learn from his mistakes.
Yeah.
And what can I say? I mean, when these things happen, he calls me, hey, Chief, chill, man. You think a person who writes about you will destroy your life? It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So I just make him strong all the time. But yeah, I mean, he will learn from his own mistake. He has a right to learn from his own mistakes.
And he's still young, man.
Experience is about that, dog. You can't wake up and you're perfect, and no one is perfect, including those who are writing those things.
Of course.
You know, so I'm not sure about what he does.
Yeah.
You know, I can only guide and say, hey, Charlie, focus.
Yeah.
You know?
Take me back to the day TS Records started. Where were you? What was happening? What was going through your head?
I'm at Vaughn's company.
Because you used to work at Ghetto Rough before.
Yeah, Ghetto Rough. I used to work at Ghetto Rough. Ghetto Rough, I actually discovered my papuzzi through a guy called Kabzela.
Oh, YFM Kabzela.
Yeah, Kabzela gave me a call and said, hey, Mjaya, umuntu ongayichuna didi, you know? So, pushed me, went, got pubs, Ezolas, Torama clocks, and Jayam short. But a very, very skillful, talented guy, you know? And I like this arrogance on the mic. And then took him to Direx, didn't go to work for 2 weeks. Worked on his album till we were done. I could not pay Direx because I was not running the company. At that time, I'm earning about 3.5. I'm like, dog, let me go and convince Lance about this thing. But took it to Kabzela first. We blew the song on radio. Everybody was
Wait,
talking.
which song?
Izinja.
You did Izinja?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, with Izinja, we blew it up with Kabzela. You remember Kabzela, Kums, and all those guys, you know. There was a lot of noise. You know, YFM plays a song once, it becomes a hit. That was the influence of YFM.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had a fallout with Lance. Not Lance per se, but just the environment for me was not good enough. But I also needed to learn more. I had understood what is marketing, what is PR, and all of that. You know, because I was in that space for some time.
How to steal money from artists, you know.
Is it the perfect place at Ghetto Rough to learn that? But I'm very curious, like,
I mean, who better than Lance, dog?
Cool.
Perfect school.
Then I went to work with a guy called Von Eaton. He was managing Mendoza.
Wow. At the peak of Mendoza?
Yeah, in Kalagata.
Wow.
I went to work there. Very interesting environment, I must say. I mean, the first proper corporate company in terms of management. You know, the guys knew how to maximize.
And management is not a thing that time.
Yeah, no. They are the only guys who are doing it proper. You know, I mean... you see an invoice for 50K at that time for an artist like you.
Oh, for performance?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mendoza. Yes. Wow. It was huge. It was huge. It was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one guy who was traveling the world, but I don't think, you know, the guys. So I learned a lot about management. I learned a lot about taking yourself serious. I learned a lot about building a proper business from those guys. I learned a lot about hustling from Lance, street game, understanding what must happen. It's a dog in this game. You can't be crying and say, hey, my music is not playing. You must go on the ground and work and hustle. Yeah. Because you hear a lot of people complaining about, you know, I met Quincy Jones, and he said to me and one guy, and we're saying, hey, yeah, there's problems of music. Radio is not playing our music. He said to us, let me tell you something. In America, when we started, it was very difficult. Remember, radio was owned
by the whites.
We didn't complain. We hustled. You are owning the stations and everything is black here. You're complaining. Music is not for the faint-hearted. Work hard, go on the ground, don't complain. People will listen. So those are the things I learned, you know, during the journey at Ghetto Rough, that complaining doesn't help. What helps is for you to make enough noise for people to listen. So worked at In Time Inc., learned a lot. And then we started TS Records, purely because of a joke that was made by Kabzela.
Yeah.
Not by Kabzela, Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, yes.
Yeah, yes. Fat Joe made a very funny joke about Mendoza, who was for us the biggest star. You'll understand. I mean, the guy
The king.
Yeah, man, he was a township hope.
Yeah.
And the guy was just ridiculed for not being able to speak proper English. And it did hurt a lot of us because it meant another young boy, Ohlele Zola, Ohlele Kukuletu,
Oh, I remember Fetcher was doing breakfast at the time, ne?
Yeah, he
and
did the
Mandoza had just
skit.
won awards.
2
or
summers,
something.
though.
2 summers,
Yeah.
yeah. They even made a skit. Remember that episode?
I remember it.
And now Mendoza had to go back to that show and we were saying, hey, Mendoza uzomtshela flop, uzomtshela amasimba. How Mendoza goes there, he's trying to speak English, it becomes worse.
Yeah.
So what it does is an ordinary kid in the street then feels inferior. It becomes a problem. Zinedine Zidane, it's the same year. Zinedine Zidane can't speak English, he becomes the player of the year in the world, Ballon d'Or. He gets interviewed, he speaks in French because that's who he is.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm watching this thing with one guy of mine. I'm like, dog, we need to change this.
So DJ Spoo's not a part of this at the moment.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, as we stay together at Lyndhurst, I'm like, Game Van, this needs a cultural, because it's about consciousness. You need to understand why TS Records was from the onset, what it meant. Everything was intentional, like you say.
Yeah.
We wanted to speak to a young kid in the street and give them hope. And that's why we then went to Tembisa and got mosaics. If I'm
You lived with him in Lyndhurst, man.
You lived with
What
him.
do you mean? So, yeah, you were left with him in your house. Go find him. Come on, we know, man.
So yeah, man.
It's like Zake Smith, Spoo meets.
So it's like, hey. In fact, Spoo was fired at YFM. DJ Lee was fired at YFM almost at the same time.
For the joy of S.
Yeah, Joy of
Standard
S.
Bank, yeah.
So they get fired at the same time. And both of them, me outside me, one from Etema, one from Etembisa. Imeng spanayo manje. Ova uvangethez unokulala estradini chayise, that's Cleo, you know. And hey, there was a time at my house in that place in Lyndhurst. There was Brown,
Wow.
Ndando, Chipa, Chup Chup, DJ Spoo, Freshman. I'm saying to you, there was a time where all these guys were at my house and everybody's like, yo, talent.
Wow.
Then,
Yeah.
I mean, if you know Chup Chup then, this is many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm just seeing rape allegations.
Yeah.
With all those niggas, dog.
Nah, man, only one, man. Only one.
I'm a deal, boy. I'm a deal.
So yeah, man, we then decided to, we recorded.
But wait, before you go, what was the energy like with all those
crazy.
superstars, man?
It was
And all of
crazy.
those are creatives.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
So
crazy.
you just at the back, you in awe. You're just like, what the fuck? Did you understand what was happening?
Look, I mean, I'm naturally I'm a believer and I'm a dreamer and I see talent from just interacting with it. I don't know. I've got that gift given by God. Whether it's in politics, I can be able to say a youngster that this boy.
Is this mic fine? Yeah, just bring it closer there. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
As
well-
you're saying, yeah.
So I could see these guys at fire, man. A lot of fire. This is like 2001. Yeah. And we believed, you know.
Why is everyone at your house though? Is it because that was the hub at the time?
Yeah, well, it's a hub. Nobody has a house. It's me and Spoo. Cleo was also there.
Was the studio then?
Asina
well.
studio, mara siyazwakala siyofuna studio somewhere. Asikakabi ne-studio that time. But
Because even Kalawa Jasmine here at Gallo,
Yeah,
they also had the
Galomena.
same
Yes,
same
yes.
setup, yeah.
So we also, you know, we looked up to Kalawa, I must say.
Yeah.
You know, but now we were more aggressive, I guess,
Yeah.
because we were young. And coming in and those, the generation before you is always not really liking you. So we had to push them, you know, off the way for us to come in because it's always the case, man. Whenever there's a new young man who's doing it, there'll always be problems.
Didn't you come across some hostility? Like, as you say, you're the new
did.
kid in the game, like how the Ubers get attacked by the meter taxis.
We did.
To what extent?
Yeah. I think, remember we came with big hits. We took Song of the Years. The worst part, I then take their first lady.
Hey! And then I'm figures all on it. Yo, yes.
Yes, there's allegations after allegations in newspapers. Hey, TK is married. I'm like, yeah, hey, chief. I'm used to those things, man. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, but over time, we started talking. I mean, I drove. So one day I said to my woman, hey, chief, let me take you to the studio. She's like, yeah? So yeah, let's go. Hey, chief, I started fighting with Lindelani Mkhize because he was the boss at Sony. And Lindelani was like, hey, you know, they started really, but she was a strong, and I'm sure she still is, a very strong woman who believed in whatever she wanted. But also was not coming with bad intentions. You know, that's why there was never a situation where I tried to pull her from Kalau, because I knew what Kalau was doing for her and how good it was for her at the time. So,
but back to TS, like why did you partner up with Spoo? Like what brought that?
Well, we were staying together and we had started the Mzega Zega skits. And I knew that I was ready to start a record company. And he was there. And I was like, dog, let's start a company.
But I'm saying, like, why say 50-50? You could have just said, you'll be my first artist.
Well, because I think I loved his energy.
Got you.
You know, I loved his energy. I loved his belief.
And his hustle as well. Like
yes, you know, but also I could see the fire he has in him. So that's why, like, you know, let's do this thing together. Because also, like I say, I started this for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to make a difference. From the township point of view, I also wanted to make a difference. So it was not about me.
Wasn't Mapaputsi meant to be a part of TS?
He was meant to be a part of TS. In fact, he's a third guy we approached. And then he said to us, oh, it was a manga amlalis. A record company.
Paputsi.
I was supposed to man doors. That's how you always speak. Hey, what's Busman does?
So he said no.
Yeah, but I understood. I mean, he was sitting in a comfortable place in
True.
Fendale, a beautiful girlfriend. Tina Sazwagala, Samanga Makaramangan, you know, driving small cars, palio green. I'm like, dog, you must be our first artist.
Yeah.
Like, yeah? I'm Vanilla, man.
Didn't you feel a sense of betrayal because you discovered him when you were at Get Rough?
Not exactly. I understood. We're not the same. We don't have the same vision. There are those who lead, there's those who follow. That's just how life is.
Yeah.
You know, I had a belief, I'd find me. He was talented, I'd find him in what he was doing. So sometimes just let people to be. You know, I know many years down the line, it's like, I'm found. I'm like, hey, Pops. Yeah, so, I mean, of course, when we left there with Spoo, hey, it was painful. That
Yeah,
day.
of course.
I mean, we're driving from Randburg, sailing there. I'm saying, Randburg,
Old man.
You saw.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm driving from there, going back. Hey, Mfana Manje. What are we going to do? Say, Chief, we're doing this thing of Mzakes. This is what is going to work for us. Going to a studio, Cleo stays in is a Premley. Back room, Chief. Young to? Back room. Ngiyafika ngithi mfana uyakwazi ukuproduce. He says, yeah. Ngithi awudlale ngizwe. And then I sleep. I wake up maybe 10 minutes later. Hey, there's this song, Chief. Yes.
Which song was it?
The beat. Skuka ngamadolo.
Oh,
anthem.
I hate in my ngisebuthongweni I can't hear. Then the kalala. No man, this thing is gonna change our lives. I wake up, say, Chief, what is this? He says, no, I produced this thing in 2007, in 1997. I'm like, no, man, this is our song.
Yeah.
Like, I want to fix it. I said, this is our song. Le yo. We go, we record music. I try to take it to Sony because I'm like, this thing, I meet Lindelan. We meet in his office. I'm a land. But I understood. I mean, the quality of the sound might not have made sense to him.
Yeah.
Remember, my ear is like a person listening to piano at the beginning of
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
So I'm bringing something completely different.
Yeah, because it sounded like
And
noise.
raw.
Yes, of course. But remember, that's the sound that was entering the township at the time. Because Kwaito was also a bit suffering. So, in fact, it encouraged us to start our company. We went to printed CDs.
But
we took it to radio.
When you start your company, so you go to CIPC, you
Yes.
register with DJ Spoo. Are you shopping around for a deal to majors?
We've done that, and we can see it's taking long. And the person who I fought with is the one who has an interest in it, which is Lance. Lance calls me and says, this thing is going to destroy the game. I need to meet with you. Let's have a deal. I'm like, no. I go to these record companies at the time. I can't even remember this.
Universal, all of
the
them.
other one. No, record shops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Musica.
Musica.
Reliable. I go to
Okay.
Reliable. I speak to them and say, hey, I sell cassettes from my boot, chief. First few albums of Mzakes, about 8,000.
Wow.
We sold them in a day to Reliable Music. Yeah, they bought everything.
Without a label, nothing.
Now no label. It's us, TS Records, Nyana's Fagi label.
Wow.
Yeah. Go to Reliable. He took everything. He was like, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? 8,000 copies.
Yeah.
It's a lot then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lance gave me a call because we could not sell to the biggest distributor of music, which was Music at the time.
Musica.
Because nobody knew us. Lance said, let's go 50-50. We said, no, 51-50. Okay, we then agreed. Signed, let's go 50-50 on this album. The album blew up because we dropped the album in November. By December, it was 150,000 copies.
Sheesh.
It really changed our lives.
So at that time, you're not signed to a major.
No, I'm working with Lance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for this project.
Yeah. No, in fact, it was that project. Lucky for him, because I had a plan of then introducing Brown Dash. Because remember, Brown Dash was a face of Mzekeze.
Yeah.
Because we had to say to people, hey, if there's no Brown Dash, there's no Mzekes. Because we started having some Mzekeze in Limpopo. So we said, hey, let's get Brown Dash to be the face.
Yeah.
So whenever, up until people were then used to Mzekes and the voice.
Because the reason why I'm asking is I want to know what deal you had at that time with the label that you ended up signing with. Like, what did it look like?
What did they bring to the table?
We had a joint venture. He was going to assist us with marketing, budget. He was going to assist us with promotion as well, but also with the distribution deal that he had with Universal.
Oh,
Not with Universal, CCP Records.
So you're piggybacking on his.
We are piggybacking on his deal, and we're late. It's November. So you needed a person who's going to remember. The most critical thing in any industry is distribution.
Yes.
In
Alcohol, anything.
If you don't have a proper distributor, then your
fucked.
business is messed up.
Yeah.
So at that time we knew that even if we have a big song, if you don't have a proper distributor, this thing is gonna die. And that time Kabelo is coming hard. Mapanzola was,
Booger Tissues.
yeah, Booger Tissues is hitting hard, and we are coming strong as well. Mafigizolo is coming with Damba now, 3 big albums at that time. So we needed a proper distributor. So Lance had a deal with CCP. So it made sense. We piggybacked on it. Really, if you ask me why did we do that, it was our first deal.
What was the strategy behind marketing back then? Like, how were you guys getting songs out? Like, what was the go-to strategy?
Look, of course, radio was the biggest thing.
YFM.
YFM, Cozy FM, and all these radio stations, Metro. But you had to go on the ground. To be honest with you, partner with clubs, do proper promotion. But what it did, it assisted us in building brands, because, and this is my criticism of the new generation of the piano, is that DJs become bigger than artists because there is less work in terms of promoting the artist itself. It's more about DJs mang. And I feel it really kills brands, which are supposed to be the singers and the owners and the writers of the music themselves. Because there's a difference between a producer and an artist. You know, there are those who produce. It's just my view. You only can count artists that are Amapiano, that are really brands in your hand, in my view. But DJs, there are many. But DJs have taken center stage, and that's why I feel it is difficult to go to a solid Amapiano concert, because they've killed that culture of building strong artists. Now you can only speak Ngalindona Sekaslam as a Davidson. What's his name? What's it? Youngstana.
Youngstana.
Solid artist. I'm saying, but you need to build artists like that.
Youngstana had a machine behind him. Yeah.
I agree, but I'm saying he's a solid artist, because you must do a video. You must go and do proper promotion. People must interact with you. But also people must know your personality as an artist. Who are you? They must buy into you. But now people buy into songs. You see, that's why the longevity of the piano game and the sustainability of artists in the piano genre is not as, in my view.
I think now we're at a point where people don't even buy into the songs or the person, they buy into the drama. I don't know if I'm making sense. But
Yeah, isn't that parallel though to what he's saying?
But
Buying to the
yes.
personality.
Yes, because that's drama.
Yeah, but how do you guys do that without social media? Because these days an artist just can go live. How do you guys sell a personality without, the modern social media?
Interaction. I mean, interaction videos. Do proper videos. Go and do promos on the ground. Do as many free concerts as possible for people to see you and buy into your performance. Let me tell you something. Michael Jackson will remain one of the best artists, not because he was the best singer or he's the greatest singer, but because he sold personalities and he gave people a show. Do you understand? Brenda Fassie did the same. Lucky Dube did the same. Mendoza did the same. And I'm not saying, even today, I mean, Drake does the same. What's her name?
Cardi B.
Cardi B does the same. Jay-Z does the same. Beyonce does the same. You need to sell the show. I can tell you now, there's nothing that will ever surpasses a star. You build a star.
Yeah, because you're right. Because when you go to events now, it's just DJs.
Exactly. Ne? It's a fine. But a musician, when he performs that song, it throws you into it. Because you can play the same song, you can play the same song. It's not the same, dog. When an artist performs that song and they give you a feeling of that song, it's a different environment altogether. Go to Burna Boy today. Because we must just make an example with an artist next door, Burna Boy, Weezy. They're superstars.
Massive.
Davido. Why can't we build those superstars in our country? Where it started with Cassper, of course, hip hop, I don't know what would have happened. But I'm saying you could see something growing. Because you need to build superstars of piano for me, for it to sustain and grow beyond where it is today. It is just my view, and I stick by it.
Which camp were you in between Cassper and AK? Because I know you met AK when you were just starting out with Pro Kid, ne?
No, man, why do you want to put me?
Which camp were you in?
Kawang abat lehort man in Delhi. Isa camp.
Because do you know, Pro Kid introduced you to AKA.
AK.
They had a song, it was called Bounce, but he was like, no, fuck that, let's call it Bumper.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ivy League.
Ivy League.
Yeah. Ivy League. They came into my house. AKA Fire, of course, as you know him. young. He wants to know, very inquisitive. They bring a song. It's like, hey, we've done a dope song. They played. Dang, dang, dang. Bounce. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Must resonate with the people.
Wow, man.
Say Bamba, chief. I always knew Pro Kid was something special. But of course, I felt that he was not really expressing himself the way he should.
Authentically.
Yes. He could do it as Soweto. He could do it anywhere. But when it comes to a studio, he'll more one or two lines and go back. I said, no, of course, because there was a lot of English influence at the time.
Yeah.
Squatter Camp, and I was like, dog, listen, this is you.
This is where the money is at.
This is you. This is you are going to cash in here.
Dude, and it's crazy you say that because I was listening to Usima Imani the other day and I realized we don't have a new school Pro Kid.
Yeah.
Like someone who represents the hood, bro. Like from Kasi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that fire.
Well, I've not been following hip hop for some time. So.
No, we don't. We don't. I mean, the closest MacG, but he's a different vibe, right?
Yeah. It was Cassper, bro, the last guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Senzo.
It was Cassper until he got mine.
And Questa, actually, yeah.
Started twanging, speaking American. Forgot about the hood. You know what I mean? We don't have that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I
mean, the only one, KO maybe.
Yeah, well,
But
Still KO, yeah. So did you get resistance from him? Because as a guy who performs at a Slag Race, very hardcore hip-hop head community.
he got it immediately.
Wow.
Because remember, he was coming from Galo. Galo music, they have their own culture. Part of why he approached here, he's the one who approached us, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I looked for him, I could not find him, and then I got a call. I think we're looking for each other. I got a call because I was listening to a show where him and Proverb were battling, and he really made at Proverb.
wow.
Umfake Dastini, wavala, ofake ispambana. I think this kid is crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, so I looked for him, Satolana, and so he understood the culture at TS Records.
Mm.
And he remember he comes at TS Records after Brown Dash left, Ndando left, and then they're writing newspapers. Cash cows of TS Records are gone. They're writing our obituary. We came with a hip hop artist. Remember, he was our first signing in the hip hop game, and he really messed the game up.
How amazing was Brown Dash, man?
It's crazy.
Like that song, Vroom Vroom, till this day, classic.
Yo, it is.
He was very talented, very humble guy. I just really hope that things didn't turn out the way they did, you know? I think what really took a tangent, getting married when you're a bit young and I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this.
Getting married when you're young, that's not a bad thing.
That's why I'm saying I don't know. I'm wrong.
What changed in him, though, when he got married very young, as opposed to if he hadn't?
I think when you are in the music industry or in the entertainment industry, you must give yourself enough time to understand the streets, the game. Because once you know? Because remember, you are living in a particular culture and you have to be part of that culture,
100%.
Because once you move away from that culture, there's no way you'll connect with those people the same way. There's no way.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I got married when I was young, but I was never a musician. So
Yeah. It made sense.
You see, but I think the guy got it because you must live with these people. You must be amongst them for you to really make sense to them. Yeah?
Yeah, and I agree.
It's like you want me to go to church and preach. I mean.
When we look at someone like KO, man, who I think a case study should be done on him in terms of longevity. As a record exec, how do you think he managed to have that longevity? Because he was been rocking since back those days
You
till now.
respect his brand. He's got the best videos I know. I mean, the guy spends a lot of money. Even if it's not a lot of money, he gets the best guys to shoot his videos. He focuses on his craft. How many artists shoot videos today? They rely on TikTok to just dance and that's it. And this thing is blowing up. there's no sustainability. He can't be able to sell it beyond the borders of. I'm saying the guy respects his brand. Yeah, even if you were to ask me about his talent against Pro, and this is what I told Pro. I said, let me tell you something about this guy. He's not even close to what you can do, but he respects his brand.
Oof.
You don't respect your brand, right? You fuck it through religion, through religion. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Be clean. Take it to another level. When you shoot a video, when you do whatever, just take it one step ahead, because young people in their nature are very inquisitive. They look forward to something better. It's in their nature. So the guy understood that part. When he came with Karakara, I mean, this is Pro's era.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you see what this boy is doing? Simple. Mamela is 30% of what you can do, dog, in terms of the mic, nothing personal. But the boy understands work ethic. How do I treat my brand? And how do I relate to those who are at home who are looking at me?
Was there ever an artist that you wish you'd signed?
Yo, Thandiswa Mazwai.
Oh, wow. Yes. Another Kalawa queen.
No, without a doubt. I think.
She's
even
amazing,
today,
man.
I don't think she's reached a peak.
No way.
I don't believe so. I think she's an amazing artist, but I think she was exposed at this thing from a very young age. If I was to say anything to her, she knows everything. So there's nothing you can, that becomes a challenge. I think she was amazing. She's an amazing artist. Of course, Zonke is an amazing artist, and Zonke gets it. She works hard. She does whatever. But I think Thandiswa was.
So it's crazy. Like we always hear, it's one thing that I've started to understand now. Like as a record label owner, right? You take risks. So you invest, you pump a lot of money into an artist to become what they are. Then they become this thing, and then that's when all the drama starts. You owe me money and whatever. But we never hear from music execs about the other side, where you pumped in money into an artist, but they didn't blow up. So from TS Records, which artist would you say lost you guys the most money?
You know what? Yeah, because record label owners, you guys are always vilified and made to be these evil people. Meanwhile, people don't understand that there's a side where you guys pump money and you lose. And you're able to recoup. And even those, when it's time to recoup, they're drama. Like, but it's like, dude, you've been living in this fancy apartment, driving this fancy car. We're paying it and we're pumping money into this brand. And we barely hear that side of the story from the label owners.
But answer, which artist lost you the first?
Yes, most of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of them. It's a reality.
Ntando.
Most of them. Okay, maybe not Ntando. Because he was not at TS Records for too long.
He got you.
I know when people see him, they see TS Records because that's where his big success was.
Yes.
But he was there for 2 years.
Wow.
2-3 years. Yeah, he was not there for long.
Is Nyoga as a group?
Yeah, you lost money.
As a group. Maybe Seshman recouped, but hey, the group. Manando. They had a season, but you can tell us. Yeah,
no, look, I mean, I honestly, most of them, you lose a lot of money, man, because long before they even sell the first record, you have spent a lot of money on them, whether it's their well-being, the clothes, the studio time, the food, the videos. And remember how we were approaching things at TS. We would not say we'll shoot a video once we reach 25,000 copies, because that's how big companies were running their games before we came in. Because they needed to make sure that they get that money to shoot your video from your sales. We did it differently. We said, let's make sure that we build a brand out of this person so that we can be able to make our money on shows and. So our focus was a bit different. Yeah? And that's why we could even have an engagement with endorsements, because we were one of the few really record companies who could get proper endorsements from companies at that time, because most of these big corporate companies were not necessarily interested in sponsoring black artists. So we're one of the first to be able to get proper deals, because we could package a very solid a product.
So I want to go back to what he was asking. So do you think there are CEOs and music execs that have the right to be vilified, and then there are other ones who are trying to make things different and shouldn't be vilified, but they don't get the chance to tell the story? Because I think like we all paint them in one brush, yeah?
Yeah. As vultures.
As vultures,
I don't
yes.
know. I don't even think trying to clarify yourself will really work. It's just my own assessment of it, because it has happened across the world. You know, when you say, hey, show me one record company that has not charged an artist money. One. Say this one. It has never. Everybody's told, even long before us, right? Because artists have got pressure. And all the time the money is charged when there's success.
Yes, when there's a hit.
When there's a hit. And Nakona, when the gigs are not coming. Not when everything is smooth, is fine. The guy is driving cars, the guy is having houses, lot of chiquitas. No. But once the money stops coming and they've not, and then you are the one that shout their money. It's always the case.
Always.
Yeah. Always the case. I mean, you'll find a situation where you have never complained about anything, but you hear him complaining about you working with us and us showing your money when you're not there. But it's him. So I always say to record company executives, it is a waste of time to try and explain this thing. Because first of all, we are not in camera every day. We are not...
By choice, you don't want to be.
Yeah. So your focus is to try and... that's why I left this game, eh? You put so much into it and you get... firstly, the return on investments are...
very low.
Very low.
Which people don't believe.
Exactly. They're very low. I mean, the same thing you do. And it's good when you're young, 20, 25, 30. But beyond those ages, I really believe that you must diversify like many of those who become successful do. But the level of animosity you get, and by the same people who you believed in,
when no one believed in them.
No one believed in them. They stay in your house.
You saw potential,
Yeah, they stay in your house. You groom them. You do everything. And then you put your money, you do all of these things. They become superstars, but they got clean engineer.
Imagine,
But it happens.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. It will always happen. Must never take it personal. If you take that choice of building an artist, like building a soccer star, show me one agent that has never been accused of eating a soccer star's money. One.
So let's go back to the business side of the music industry. These 360 deals, publishing deals, distribution deals, where did that start from? Where does it come from? And as we evolve as people, why can't we change it to make sure it benefits us now in our time? Because it seems like we're using archaic things for you know what I mean? Like, where does it come from? Who said it must be 360?
Well,
or who said the guy who doesn't produce, but because they bought the monitors, the computer, then owns the song, even though creatively didn't have anything to do with the song. And that was created obviously by maybe white people who found black guys who plays jazz or blues who are really talented, and then they're like, we own the
master,
the master because we own the
adopted it.
Yes, and then we adopted it, even in today's time where it doesn't make sense.
Okay, what makes sense to you?
Everybody should be paid what they're due.
Which is what?
Which is, if
I want to get your question correctly so that I'm able to answer you not the way you want me to, but the honest way.
I want the honest.
Yeah.
Honest. It should be like if you and me, Pratike, we get into studio. I made the beat. You are the vocalist. Why can't we split it equally? You get this amount, I get this amount, and all is fair. But where there's these loopholes and things that are just making it complicated.
Or an example is if, let's say my name is something Soweto, I could call to a studio where a mass music is making an album, right? And we make a song, it's a hit. And I say, I know you're signed, but can I have part of the master because I feel like my contribution is significant enough? Then I'm told, no, you can't. Why can't we change that?
Yeah, it's two different questions.
Okay.
Let me start with yours. Firstly,
just move your mic closer.
Yeah, studio time is studio time. It has nothing to do with publishing.
Yes.
Yes, because publishing, those who are contributors in a song, doing the song creatively, are the ones that will then split
the publishing.
Not
Correct.
the guy who owns, the guy who pays for the master. Because it's not about you came into my studio and you did, because I can come and pay for studio time.
Yes.
So it's me who owns the master because the one who pays is the one who owns the master. But owning the master does not necessarily mean you get bigger returns than those who did the song. Because those who did the song have got many other streams where they make their money. They make their money on sync. They make their money on performances. They make their money on whether so there are many other streams. You, the master owner, you can only get your money from sales. And you are the one that
facilitated.
make sure that this thing happens. You're an investor. You can come with your idea. It's nothing but your idea up until somebody invests on it. That's how we must look at the music industry. Because the day we think the music industry is some people singing, you go sing, and nobody puts your money, you will stay there. So
Facts.
yeah. So that's a fact, right? So people must never undermine the investor and think because Maporisa says it's my studio, it's my food, it's a joke. No, it's his equipment. He invested on this thing.
That's the cost of creating the
cost,
music.
exactly, right? So he doesn't. Then if you then say he takes the master, he takes 100% of publishing, then he's ripping off people. It's a different ballgame. I can't take any publishing unless I've got a publishing company from any of my artists. Because they wrote that music on their own. When they perform, I take management fee, they take performance fee. Do you understand?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how the game works.
Who started that game? Where does it come from?
Well, there's innovations coming from left and right. But one thing that I can tell you is that the Jews are very, very smart.
So it came from the Jews.
Definitely. But I'm saying they're very smart. Even now, when they saw that this thing of distributing of hard copies, they then owned the streams.
Yes,
Spotify. The Spotify. So you can't really own the space. When you do, you become like Puffy and many of them who owns that space. You tap into their toes.
Sure. So there's no way we can change it. Like,
I think we can, but we must be ready for war. Yeah, there's always a
is
way.
there not a world where piano's big right now all over the world? If all the piano artists said, listen, we're not going to release any more music until we change this format of how this thing is done.
Remember from the onset when we started the discussion, I said, the game is in the distribution.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, even now. You can have the best song. If Spotify does not take it out there,
It's pointless.
it's pointless. Yeah?
So they have too much power.
Yeah, they do.
So in an ideal world, having been in music, what would you think would be the best for everybody? Like if we were to say, okay, we're starting from scratch, NCIZA, what plan do you put in, strategy do you put in place so that everybody can be happy? Because people are still getting screwed over till this day. And it makes no sense to me. There's so much information.
Well, the world of business is never fair, isn't it?
Facts. I mean, that's why at ShopRite, the person who works at the till gets 6,000 rands. Christo Vici or whoever, Whitey
The
Passon
world of business
gets
is
billions at the top.
This is just the world of business. Yeah, you don't think you'll wake up today and change the world of business.
But having been there, what do you think would work in an ideal world? Let's just say.
Well, angazi ke, in an ideal world, when you have people who've got business thinking, is that those who can come together and come up with a solid distribution company should do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no black-owned distribution company?
I think Oscar is trying, but it's not. It's doing through emails or what. I don't know. I'm saying.
Actually, I remember that platform.
Yeah, we spoke
And even
about it.
JR is trying as well.
Did you have a fallout with DJ Spoo? For TS Records?
No,
There was never a fallout.
No, never.
So why did it end then?
It was time. It was time. I guess I was in that space for far too long. And I think there are other things that really were calling me. In the main, people from my region, and because I've always been active in politics, they were really saying, it's time, you must come back. You have a responsibility. And it was time, man. But also I was a bit, I wanted to leave the music industry in 2010.
Okay.
2009, 2010. It's like, I'm fine. And Zahara came. I came across this girl and I knew that nobody would understand it the way I do or has the same vision as me. At least at the time, because I just saw her and I saw her in big stages.
Hey man, I wanted to ask you, because she was living with you guys, ne?
Yeah.
So when she was living with you guys, how were you guys having sex? Like, because she's there all the time.
You're mad.
It's an honest question.
Yeah, that's not.
Enjam, angihlale in room eliwayo.
Oh, she was in the East Wing. You were in the West Wing.
This is the owner of TS Records at this time, man. Come on.
What was happening the day you went to find her out? Because we interviewed her and she told us she was Spanish, ne?
Yeah, perform with a restaurant. I think.
Yeah. What were you doing in Eastern Cape that time?
I went there I was doing fan packs.
Okay.
Confederations Cup, if you remember.
Oh.
Before the World Cup. So I saw the concept from Brazil of Confeds. So I started doing fan packs across the country. Many government institutions were liking the idea. So I was going to pitch the idea in Buffalo City. So when I got there, one friend of mine, may his soul rest in peace, Songes Omjongile, said to me, hey man, there's this young girl here. I want you to come and see her. I think she's amazing. I was like, Songes, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
He's like, no man, come see this girl. I took 2 minutes if I knew she was a superstar. Wow. Sitting there, scotch, skirt, playing a guitar, singing Loliwe, 2 lines. I phoned my ex-wife. I was like, we need to come back here because I've got a different understanding of what must happen. She needs a lot of grooming and because I could see the environment, she's so she needed a lot of polishing. But I needed Nhlanhla to buy into it because I understood what she stood for, what she's about. I was not going to be able to do it alone. So you needed that backup of a strong woman. Month later, she agreed. We flew to Eastern Cape. She saw her. She said to me, I agree with you. Let's take her home. Stayed with her for 2010. No recording, no what. Taking her across the country just for her to familiarize herself with.
Get used to the
industry. The stage, the show. Whenever Nhlanhla is performing, she would be a backing singer. She would go and play the first song. And because I wanted her to get to understand the environment. Beautiful. But also to see Josie.
Yeah, too much.
Josie, it is just like Josie. So it's all Pazamseke Josie. So
Anhlenga.
No, right. Mongazi.
Yeah. So it's all Pazamisi good. So yeah.
What are your parents saying? They're like, we have our
Yeah,
blessing.
I went to them. I spoke to them. That's why me and the parents were always, because they know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only tell the parents, this is, can't come here and bash anyone. You know?
So how do you manage because I'm assuming as she was singing, maybe basking, she'd make a bit of money there. Maybe that's how she's supporting herself. So for a year, how do you manage that? Aren't the parents saying, yes, I'm saying,
no, she was not making money, man. I mean, she was not making money, no. We brought her here. We were together. She was like my younger sister.
Wow.
You know, I felt her. You know, I saw her. I saw what she was about. And I knew she was going to give South Africa something very special. So, but I needed a support. Oftentimes, like, it was not just sign up brown dash.
We interviewed Zahara before she passed away. Beautiful. Went to her house. Beautiful soul, man. Even after the interview, I think it's one of the very first times where we actually chilled with the guest for even like after the episode was done. But I want to find the clip. Yeah, here we go. So when we asked her about what happened at TS Records between you and Spoo, this is what she said. Just press play here. Don't mind the porn. Just press play.
Porn. No, it's a porn, Lisa.
Just press play there. What would you tell TK and Lisa and DJ Spoo if they were here right now?
I love them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
With all that they did.
I love them.
Wow.
Because I do.
But I don't understand the whole thing with you and them, like what happened there.
You don't understand it because you won't.
Nah.
Let it be to God.
If they owned your... Okay, how much were you charging when you were performing at that time?
Depends. People, they negotiate 80,000 or 120 with the full band or 100.
How much were you getting from that?
Ithe phuma apho chomo uyayazi babebenika i-15,000 but kwa yona lo 15,000 kufuneka ndiyiqale ndiyicele.
Ouch.
So please.
Per performance or per month?
Khandiyeke sofuna ubuyisele emva.
Okay.
Ndilapha ngoku.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Okwayizolo kwayizolo.
Yeah.
Ndilapha ngoku.
What's your response to that?
You went to her house, eh?
Yeah, went to her house. Yes, beautiful house. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that's my response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I could tell is that she didn't really want to talk about it. She didn't want to offend you guys, but also it came from a place of hurt.
Look, I mean, we did well with Zahara, and when she was with us, she did a lot of things. She owned the property.
What kind of contract did you guys have with her? Was it you on a salary?
No.
We'll pay you X amount or?
No. We were paying her what was due to her. Look, like I said, man, the issues came, you know, the artists, once they're making money, there's no issues. I explained this even long before this. Once the gig starts coming in, you know, it's like when a person who's very important in the household dies, we blame each other. You know, so it's that kind of an environment.
But if you were to go back, would you change the way you handled the Zahara situation in terms of contract-wise or whatever? Or maybe just...
No, I think we gave her a good contract. I think we did.
What was the contract?
She was getting, at that time, and this is now a different era, she was getting 15 to 18%, which was no artist at TS Records ever received that. In terms of percentages, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And gigs, was she getting her gig amount?
Of course, she was. There's a lot that has to do. You know, let me make an example.
So how are you making money?
When you are, let's say for instance, we charge 15,000.
Yeah.
For an artist. There's 10%, 20% management fee.
100%.
Right? There's backing vocalist.
Okay.
There's bands. There's per diem.
Transport.
There's transport. Of course, the promoter might pay the transport.
Yeah.
Might say, okay, we'll put the per diem. But there's also a lot of things that goes with the traveling and security, right? For instance, a band member, a guitar man might not charge the same as the drum.
Yeah.
Depending on the experience that they have. You'll So you know,
So how are you making money then?
20%. That's what we.
So you just made money from the gigs?
Yeah.
From the gigs?
Yeah, 20%.
No way.
Yes. And of course, our money of royalties.
Yes.
Sales.
Sales.
Sales was how much?
Sales. But also, we did a lot of endorsements with Zahara.
Yeah.
But
And sync
endorsements,
deals.
yes. And not sync deals, but for instance, sponsors.
Yeah.
We did a net bank thing. But
Got
a sponsorship deal is different from a management deal. You see?
Got you.
Yes. For instance, for management, for sponsorship, we negotiate differently. Because now I go and say to NetBank, look, this is my product. This is what I'm going to do. This is for gigs, you'll still get paid the same and. But for brand ambassador, the negotiations are different. I want 30% of this. What are you saying? We'll negotiate till we agree, we move. So deals differ from one deal to another. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, man, we had Nontle Tema on last week and she was saying that artists must be careful with what they sing because it usually comes to life like Tupac. What did she say?
I saw
Correct me if I'm wrong. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
What did she say about Zahara?
Mkoti, what?
Umkoti.
Yeah, I saw it. As I was
He saw
coming here,
it.
Mkoti sang a song, Mkoti.
Yeah. What did you think of that, man?
I don't know.
No?
Maybe she's spiritual. I don't know.
But having been with Zahara, do you think she was going through a lot of pain, like internally?
I don't know. I might think I do. And if I was to share my views, it will be hypocrite of me. She's not here. Maybe the pains from the past.
Got you.
But most probably Zahara for me was a spiritual person.
Got you.
That's why she was singing the way she was.
She was healing.
She was healing. I don't know. I mean, that's why her songs were so deep. But does it mean she was talking about a grave? I don't know. There were reasons why she passed on. The doctors told her. So I don't know if. So I'm not sure.
The last time you spoke to her, what were you guys speaking about?
I went to in hospital and there was like, hey, listen to a doctor.
Oh, you went?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is now a year before the year she really became very sick. She called me and was like, hey, Butike in the cooler, and I went to her. When Zahara passed on, it was 10 years after I stopped working with her.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Mm.
Isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. 10 years later.
And what's happening now with like her streams? Is the family still getting money? Like, where's that money going to?
First of all,
The
old
masters.
music, and this is one thing that people don't understand. Old music is not as streamed as new music.
100%.
I don't know what is the expectation of, a
I
stream.
don't understand that.
Like, go to Spotify and watch Zahara's streams.
Yeah.
The song probably on 50,000,
I'm telling you.
30,000 streams.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
people don't
nothing.
stream old music.
Okay.
They
Unless you
don't.
remarket it.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Yeah.
They don't, unless it's remake, what, then it starts speaking.
Sampled,
Yeah.
Re-released, yeah.
All music, music is consumed by youth. Everywhere, anywhere in the world. Music, anything which is fashionable and culture is consumed by youth. Young people between the age of 18 and 24 are the biggest consumers of music, of content, any type of content. So do you think that person wants to play NCIZA by Zahara? No.
So who owns the music currently? Like, who owns the music?
What do you mean? She owns her rights, we own our rights.
Oh, so you guys still have...
Yes.
So if, let's say, Striped Horse wants to use a song, they'll have to come talk to
Yes,
you.
of course. And then we'll negotiate with whoever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. So listen, I just recently got married, eh? I need some advice from you, eh? Because I don't want to fuck up like you, eh?
You think I fucked up?
Yeah, who fucked up? Yeah, what you mean?
So I heard the secret to a good marriage
Yeah.
is the 6-9 position. Is that true?
Ha.
You got to do that
done,
all the
yes.
time, eh? You know the 6-9 position, eh?
I'm familiar with the 6
Yeah, I heard that's the secret. Is that true?
Hey, Chief, I don't know.
What's your secret, on a serious note? What's your secret for a good marriage?
I don't have a secret. I'm out of marriage. So it means I'm a failure. No, I
but
don't
you
know.
learned though. You learned.
I don't know. I don't know. What's the secret to a good marriage? I think... what are you asking me?
Yeah, no, we want to know, dog. We want to know. It's an important discussion.
But I think time tells. I think time is everything. You just have to have time for each other. It doesn't matter how busy you are, and it doesn't matter how committed you are. It doesn't matter if you want to be the best of what you want to be. But if you don't create time for each other, your marriage is bound to collapse. That's just my honest opinion.
And
it's like a flower, this thing, you must pour water. Otherwise, it's going to die. Yeah?
And you don't want it to die.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was busy with my own career. She was busy with her own career for far too long. That's just my own observation of it. And I'm sure
do you
she
get
will have her
annoyed
own.
whenever you interview, people ask you about Zahara, they ask you about the divorce, or do you feel like it's part of your story?
I don't think I get annoyed. I just, somebody else will learn from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody else will learn from it because you'll be criticized whether you do, whether you don't, whether you say it or you don't. But one thing I take away from both situations is an experience I have and wisdom I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of dealing with certain situations, whether it's a public perception and. So I'm able to, that's why when I got divorced with, my wife and me and my wife, we divorced 6 months later, people knew about it.
By the way, did she take half of everything?
She didn't take it, I had to give her.
You?
She was my person.
You gave her half?
Yeah, she's my person. She's my force. Wow. You know? A good woman.
Yeah.
So what do you do with a good woman?
Yeah. She's taking care of your kids.
Yeah, it's good woman.
Yeah.
Hey, but that half was a lot, my man. No wonder she didn't release an album for a while after that.
No, man. No. I mean, it's not about half or no half. All I'm saying to you is that leave the fact that we divorced.
Yeah.
I was with her for 17 years.
Wow, beautiful.
Including,
Wow, man.
including
17 years. Fucking.
what is
That's
this
a
now?
lifetime now.
Including Ukjola Gutu for 2 years. So 15 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Good woman. Yeah? Good to my kids, good. We're too committed to what we were both doing. I think, my view, we forgot about us.
And you know, one thing I must commend you.
And you must understand, I had to support my ex-wife for what she was doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She had to grow and I was supporting her, but hey, that thing, she pulls you to the streets. Eh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because one thing I must commend you is that normally we always see the man as the face and then the woman is behind supporting whatever the man does. But I feel like with your situation, it was different because Nhlanhla was the one we knew.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we only found out about you like later when, the divorce was happening and stuff like that. But you always were comfortable in your role of supporting her and her career, which I must commend you for that.
You've
not a
always
lot of
known
men.
me. What are you talking about?
Eh?
You've always known me.
No, I've always known you, but I'm just saying, like in the
joking,
public
man.
eye, you know what I mean?
No, look, I've always been like that. I've never been the one of cameras and, Spoo was known to be TS Records.
Yes. And you're cool with it?
Yes, I'm cool with my space. I'm content because I don't believe we'll play the same role in life. That's when we start become jealous. That's when many partnerships collapse because we start believing that, in fact, me now and MacG or now you are, once you do that, you miss the point. And I think I was very much comfortable with how we were operating. I was very much comfortable with her behavior in public.
Yeah.
And who she was.
There were no scandals.
You know what I
You
mean?
didn't read anything. Nothing.
So you don't have to stress.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
But how true is this? Because I heard that the reason you guys broke up, right, is because you wanted a second wife.
Hi, man.
Lebu pass.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Lebu pass. And then she said no. How true is that, comrade? Lead us, chief.
Man, that's nonsense.
Nonsense.
Nah,
So that's not true.
Nah, I didn't want a second wife.
But you can believe it because after you guys got divorced, you got with Lebu Pase.
Umjolo.
Yeah. But you can believe why people would say
No, I'm
that's
saying,
true.
I mean, imagine now if I was to discuss the second girlfriend, the third girlfriend, I'm not a married guy. And I was not married at the time.
But didn't you engage her?
Promise ring.
Promise ring. Hey, leva goed man. But you're a lover, ne? You're a lover, ne?
I believe in stability. It's just in me. Yeah, I'm a stable guy. I believe for any man to be successful, there must be some order. Because if you don't have order, you're all over.
Yeah.
You'll have problems.
Yeah. When you are chasing after women, like what kind of gifts do you get them?
Mina? How you want, son?
No. You don't do gifts?
For my woman, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're pursuing her, like, what are the type of things you do? I'm a sweetie.
You know?
Okay, what's the biggest gift you've ever bought your woman?
My wife?
Yeah. Wife or...
It's a ring, it's a house where she stayed there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Cuz? No cuz?
I know when people, you know, I read a lot of stories in tabloids. Hey, took this guy, gave it to this. I'm like, yo, no. Look, I mean, I think it varies, man, from one relationship to another, how connected you are with the person and how you're building. I don't think you can really put a price on what you can do for your woman and what you can't do. It's as any guy, I mean, it by that thing. As a man, you look after a family, you look after a woman. It's biblical, though. But that's why when you stop providing women, leave and never take it personal, because that's their nature, though.
But what I don't get is
at all levels, they're like that.
Yeah, true.
True story.
But what I don't get, TK, is if you buy a woman a car, why take it back? Like, that makes no sense.
That's nonsense.
Yeah? No, I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying you did
But
it.
I'm saying it's nonsense.
It's nonsense. Why take it back? You bought it from love, right? So do you have any regrets with the decision you made? Because obviously you're not longer with Lebu now, ne? She's moved on.
Okay.
Ntlanta's about to get married.
Serious?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
It's all over the news.
How do you know this?
It's all over the news. You've seen it.
Yeah, she even posted a guy.
She even posted a guy.
I'm so
Yeah.
But I was like,
So, now you don't know it's single out of the whole situation. No. Do you have any regrets?
No. Firstly, there's no way I could have divorced my wife or any woman. So that's
Sorry,
not
repeat
possible.
that?
There is no way. In fact, it's very rare for a man to leave his wife for any woman. Very rare.
Oh, yes. True.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Very rare. It's just that women don't get that part of life. Or rather, they don't engage with us at that level. There should be other underlying issues that make you say, okay. So there's no way I could have left my wife for any woman. It's not possible.
So you don't have any regrets?
No, with my life. No ways.
No, your dating life.
No.
And where we at currently? Are you single? What's happening?
I'm vibing. Okay.
You vibing?
That's what single people do. They vibe, man. Shout out.
Okay,
No. I'm fine. I'm single. I'm good. I'm focused. I'm focusing on my work.
Yeah.
I have a lot of work to do. I have responsibilities that I have. I'm focusing on my kids. But I know I'm not I'm out in a party, man. So tell me the shop.
Would you ever go back to Lebu? If you guys fixed your things?
Why are we talking about it? No, she's not in my... No.
You wouldn't go back?
I'm not there.
Yeah, now you're not there, but you were once there.
No, I'm not there. Why are you not asking me about my wife?
You got a wife now?
No, my ex-wife. Why are you asking me about a girlfriend?
What's about the most recent?
We're talking about the most recent.
Simnandi.
Okay, we're going to play a game of Smash or Pass. Are you ready?
That's all.
Because we know you like them baddies, eh? So this is the baddies edition.
Yeah, vibing, just vibing.
But what are you doing?
They're busy with bills. They won't be watching this, man. They've got bills to pass. Okay. Mini Dlamini versus Boiti. Who do you smash or pass?
Sure, I must actually give an answer.
Yeah, you gotta. Or else you take a shot if you don't want to answer.
Hi. Mini Dlamini or Boiti?
Yeah.
Angas.
Who would you, who,
Not in that sense. I'm just saying,
yeah.
No, I've never thought about them like that.
Yeah, but we think about it now. Who would you smash or pass? Mini or Boiti?
Sure.
It's just a game, man. We're just having fun.
Let me take a shot.
Yeah, all right.
All right, cool.
Give me an option.
Fuck.
Next one. Sarah Langa or Kefibu?
Yo. Aye.
Chief, have you smashed all of these people?
No, I don't know them.
No, I like the fact that he knows them. Because by his reaction, you can tell he knows them. He's like, yo.
No, but they dated my guys, and it would be very.
Okay.
I mean, imagine if somebody was to ask that question.
Hey, what do you think about that? Because I feel like
They dated my friends.
Yeah,
one was married to one of my guys. One was dating my.
Oh, yeah, MacG guy.
Yeah, so
I feel like
imagine they watch me and they're like, "Hey, Kefi."
Nah, fair enough. Edwin Ngapa.
Hey, Pratike.
Oh, yeah, nah, fair enough.
Hey, Pratike, don't you feel like all these ladies are dating the same pool of guys? Because there's only so many rich men in the country.
Which ladies?
Like I'm saying, like you're saying they were dating your friends and whatever. Don't you feel like they're dating the same pool of guys?
What do you mean rich?
Like rich guys, man, like yourself.
Me?
But look, okay, you explain.
No, you're right. It feels like it feels like now at some conference, it's the same people. At some rally, it's always the same guy.
And they tag each other.
Yeah, because the guys who have got influence are friends with the guys who've got the money, business dudes, and it feels like these girls go for that, and it's a very small pool of men.
Yes.
Look, I think.
Nice one.
Firstly-
Should we change seats?
Penduk, let me tell you something. Social media life is not real life.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah. You can sit here, somebody can write a very long story about me and the trends. ATK was date so and so. Yeah, it becomes a national anthem. That's not my life. You don't know who I'm dating. Most of these guys that you're talking about, you don't necessarily know.
Yeah, but you've been on a live with Lebu Pass.
No, of course.
Smoking Hubley. You want some Hubley? We've got Hubley here.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit. I didn't even watch it in the first place.
No, the point that I'm making is that leave my past relationship.
Gotcha.
I'm saying there are so many women out there and so many guys who are known and not known. Unfortunately, when you are in a spotlight, or rather when you are known, people will be on your case.
Gotcha.
And they'll think they know what you're about and who you date. And they think it's about them. Do I think it's the same guys? I don't know, man. I don't know. And I think...
But that's why it's important to have you here and ask you these questions so you can confirm or deny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Confirm or deny what?
I mean, there's a rumor going around you dating Faith and Kenzie. Is that true or not?
I also see there's a rumor. Who doesn't want to date Faith Kenzie?
Who doesn't date?
But I'm not.
It's like I'm not in it.
But I'm not. But actually, I'm not. Mara.
Do you buy it, Penduka? Or he's PRing?
I feel like
He's
he's
a politician.
PRing, man. You know.
I mean, I'm to mjito sekansi.
yeah.
Maruza, I'm political vibes, man.
No, marang Jennifer. I mean,
But dude, if I'm Danny Faith and Kensi, I would want the whole world to know.
but I'm not.
Okay.
Unless ufuna ukungifakela yena njalo.
All right, let's go into
No, I'm
politics. Let's go into politics, man.
Yeah.
What's the most boring thing about being a politician, according to you? Because it's so glamorized now. I feel like politicians are the new DJs.
What's boring?
Yeah.
You
think
guys are
so?
superstars. Yeah, you guys are superstars.
But not me. Eh?
Bro, if a politician walked in here and a DJ walked in here, Dudu, which one are you going home with? Politician.
Uthanda izinto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the most boring? You work 24/7. Like you don't have family time. You just have to force it.
So what does your day look like? Because I know you're the ANC Secretary General of Gauteng. What does that mean, first of all, and what does your day look like?
I'm a provincial secretary of the African National Congress. It's a duty given to me or entrusted to us by the branches of the ANC. It's a very serious responsibility, which you look after the day-to-day running of the organization. Branches of the ANC, communication of the ANC.
Just in Joburg or nationally?
Provincials.
Provincial.
It's the biggest province.
Yeah, of course.
The economic hub
Yeah.
of the country.
Yeah.
So you have to focus, including monitoring and evaluation of those who are deployed in government, Panyaza and any other MEC or Premier Panyaza. I also monitor their work in government.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So when you wake up in the morning, you have breakfast, I'm guessing?
I go to gym first.
You go to gym.
Yeah.
So what time is this? 5, 4, 6?
It depends. I don't necessarily have a
So let's just say 6 a.m.
maybe 6, 7. Yeah.
6, 7. After that, you're going into your office.
I go to the office or I go to a program, depending what I'm doing on that day.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a clerk. Ne?
Okay.
I'm not a clerk. I'm an administrative leader. I lead the administration
Yeah.
politically. I give it guidance. I make sure that, the POPs, which is the office bearers, they meet, they discuss political issues, what's happening, issues that are affecting our people. For instance, now the issues of water that are affecting our province, and how do we make sure that we're able to assist our people, because it's a serious problem that we have now. It's our responsibility as
So they report to
politicians.
you and then you advise.
Yes, not necessarily advice, but we have discussions.
Got you.
We then agree politically how do we address such matters. So we do that.
Why do you guys have bodyguards? I've always wondered, eh?
Have you ever seen me with the
No.
bodyguard?
You even came by yourself.
Yeah.
But other politicians, why do they have bodyguards?
Because the job that we do is very. There's a lot of interest from business, and there's a lot of mafias now. These contract mafias, whatever they are called. Construction mafias. But also there's a lot of jealousy. But also security is a necessity now. It's no more luxury. Up until we're able to work together as a nation to combat this issue of crime, there's a lot of guns out there.
So wait, you are scared of the same people that you're working for?
No, you're not scared. You are being proactive.
Okay.
Not everybody is a criminal.
Yeah.
So you are scared of a criminal. Are you not scared of a criminal? Who has a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But I don't have bodyguards.
Yeah, because you don't want to. You choose not to have.
Yeah.
These nowadays, unfortunately, there's things that are exaggerated. You have 10 bodyguards and all sorts of things, and we are just TKings.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Got you.
But the point that I'm making is that, unfortunately, these nowadays, whether you like it or not, we all need to fight against one. There's a lot of guns in the streets.
Serious?
Yes. There's a lot of, people are sitting in Lusigi, 17 people are shot.
Jeez.
Dead.
But isn't that an indictment on our political leaders? When the crime gets to that point, it's like the same thing when our political leaders
It's an
send their
indictment
kids.
to the whole country. If you ask me, there is a problem with all of us. criminals come from it's our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters. Siyawazi amasela, siyazi ababulali. It is time we come together as a nation to fight this thing. Like we fought apartheid. There's no government that can ever stop crime alone in the world. It doesn't matter how much systems you have, unless you work together. You know? We grew up, Tina, when we were growing up, whoever is an informant or informs police, we used to call him impimp.
Yeah.
And I think we have not removed that mentality from many of our people. They still believe that, so we need to deal with some of these illnesses that I think are illnesses of the past. You can't blame government for crime. Of course, government must play a critical role. It is a responsibility of government because we've got police and all. But that's why we have CPFs. Communities can destroy and kill anything which is an illness.
What do you think about the spaza illegal fake food thing that's happening now? Emakas?
Well, it's an unfortunate thing. It shouldn't even happen. And that's why we are working very hard on issues of bylaws. I was actually speaking to Comrade Dada, who's a mayor of Johannesburg, coming here, asking him how far they are, because we need to deal with this issue of illegal foreigners who are...
But from what we said, it seems like we were speaking about this on the other episode.
Yeah.
It seems like nothing is happening because some politician, we don't know who it is, might be getting a kickback because nothing is happening and it's there for everyone to see. But there's no action has been taken.
And we're told the figure's like 190 billion annually that is generated from MCIZA. And we're thinking, clearly the guys are smart enough to grease someone's hand to remain in business.
Because the arrogance in which they operate is, you can tell, right, there's someone backing them.
Yeah. Well, you guys say someone was told they can't open, they must stick to a Shisanyama. They can't open his pies up because it's now dominated by Somalians or Ethiopians or Bangladeshis.
You know what we call protection fees? Ne? That's why we must work together in combating this thing of crime because it's huge.
There's protection fees in sponsors?
Yes.
Okay.
You are looking at politicians.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're not there. I don't know. I've not experienced it.
Yeah.
But now, one thing I know, first-hand experience, these bazaar shops and all these people are protected by criminals who are taking protection fees from them.
Oh.
That's what is happening.
That's why they can operate in impunity.
In any area.
Okay.
Protection fee is the biggest crime currently in this country. Done by these construction mafias and many other criminals that are doing all these activities. Right? These people are paying protection fee to some tsotis there, everywhere.
And there's, as Pratika NCIZA, ANC Secretary General of Gauteng, there's nothing you can do.
I'm very much happy to say that there's a lot happening now.
Okay.
If you can follow the news for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
okay,
you can see that there's a lot of, I would say, battles between these criminals and the cops.
Gotcha.
Cops, yes. But you need to follow the news for you to see what's happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of confrontation around what is, you know what I mean? But you need to follow the news.
When last were you in CBD, like town?
I work there.
You work in town?
Yeah.
Lutuli House.
Yes.
No, Sisulu House.
Oh,
I've got an office at Sisulu
And what do you
House.
think?
What do I think? I think that is starting to do a great job.
What?
He's starting.
Okay.
Yeah. When was the last time you were there?
We're there 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
And it's a shit show, man.
Yeah. And
it is a shit. It's like another country. I can't even.
It is.
It's another country,
that
bro.
erosion from 2
was
years
there.
ago, it's still there.
I was there last week Sunday doing recruitment. Every second person you meet is a foreigner. Anyway.
Exactly.
Hillbrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And it's a mess. It's dirty. Because I grew up in Parktown. He lived in Hillbrow.
Yeah.
So I know, like, when it was still pleasant, where you
remember.
could still walk from Parktown to Hillbrow to...
When was that?
like when I was still young, man. Maybe 15-ish. Maybe 20 years ago or something. Yeah. Maybe 20 years ago.
ANC was in charge, ne? Alone there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But now you can't even recognize it.
Yeah.
And then you look at
From
all the...
2016, ANC was not in charge.
In town?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, those are some
Who was
of
in
the
charge?
things. It was Democratic Alliance.
DA, okay.
We lost there. We lost the Gurule. We lost Tsoan. We lost everywhere.
Hey, but it's a shit show, man.
Yeah.
So the abandoning buildings, what's the story there? Because I heard it's a lot of foreigners, a lot of people who bought the buildings, but they don't stay in the country. So they don't care about them. And then it's just like abandoned now.
Yeah.
Is that the story?
Yeah, that is the story. And that's why they then get hijacked.
Yes.
By mafias.
Yes.
There's a lot of work that we are doing. In fact, I think we're repossessing about 30 buildings.
Wow.
In Johannesburg. Wow. Because you need to start dealing with such tendencies, including partnering with private, people in that property space. There's a lot of work that we're doing there. We need to turn Johannesburg around.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
because one, the issue of employment of our people, very critical, central.
Have you seen that side? I like what those white boys, Jewish guys, are doing there by Mamboning. They're trying, Shame.
Yeah.
They bought that whole side. They're trying to turn it into Manhattan, New York vibes. So they even have securities in the buildings that they have. You know which side am I talking about? It's close to Cosmopolitan there, man.
I'm not sure, man. I don't
They
know.
have buildings there. You know what I'm talking about, no? Maboneng, that's
You know what you call that? Do you know what you call that? Business is having confidence to the sitting government.
Yeah.
That's why they will do that. Once there is no confidence from the sitting government, there will not be investors. That's how it is, unfortunately. Yeah? That's what it is.
You know which area I'm talking about, no?
Yeah.
That Maboneng said
Yes.
is very nice, man.
But I'm saying we're taking a lot of properties. I knew for some reason you'll ask me about Joburg, so I said, hey, Chief, what's happening? So he gave me a lot of insight. There's a lot of cleaning that they're putting in.
Wow.
But cleaning is just, but you need to deal with properties in Johannesburg for you to turn it around. All those hijacked buildings must be taken back because the owners have run away. They're saying nobody's helping them and. But also we need to build a lot of trust and confidence to investors because there's no single government that can turn the economy around if we don't work with corporate. We don't work with investors. So we really need to give confidence because Johannesburg has to be a 24-hour city.
Yeah.
For it,
like New York.
Yeah, it's like New York. For it to really pump and the economy to grow and for people to work.
Saul was telling me a crazy story about Ponte. You know that Ponte building?
Yes.
What were you telling me the other day?
Which one? There's so many there, bro.
Ponte,
is
the
one.
build one.
Yeah, I'm saying there's so many stories about that building.
Oh, yeah.
The rubbish
Yeah,
came up to the 15th floor or something.
Oh, yeah. At some point, the rubbish was covering the first, few stories. More than, 10 stories. It was
I'm
just
sure it's
trash.
the A-time, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that building is beautiful.
Yeah.
But TK, let's be honest, right? You're saying, from 2016, but for example, illegal immigrants have been flooding into Joburg before 2016.
Yeah.
What can the ANC leadership in Joburg, what can they say? Yes, we flopped here and there till maybe 2016. Because I'm sure there should be some accountability.
Not even in Joburg, man. I just think our borders were just too wide open. Let's not even downplay that.
Yeah.
Too wide open for different reasons, including, these RTPs. We give it to our people. They give it to illegal foreigners. It's our people who are doing that.
Even the shops,
And
those
yes,
plazas,
same
it's true.
thing. But government. Everything is government. Nobody says, but what are we doing as a community? When you take a decision to take your own house, go and stay in Mkuku, and you tell me, when are we going to transform this country? When our own people are taking such actions. And I know some will say because of employment, but you take a decision to leave, we are giving you human dignity. Human dignity is everything. Before you become anything else, just ubuntu, bakho, nesidima sakho ngumntu, just your dignity as a human being. We've built 4 million houses. Ungathi sizaqala. There's imikuku every day by people who've got houses in Limpopo, by people who have got houses in Eastern Cape, but they come here, they leave their own houses, they can't get RDPs here, they say government does not deliver. And we understand why people would come to Johannesburg, because there's opportunities, right? But the reality is that we need to start creating businesses and making sure that those areas, they also pump economy so that people can be able to remain there. We have issues of schools in Gauteng every year because there are 250,000 immigrants in the country that come here every year. That's why our schools are always, and they say, hey, we build schools all the time.
I wanted to ask you something. So we want to do a campaign, right?
Yeah.
As the Podcast and Chill network, we want to apply for a tender and do the job.
Wow, mind-blowing stuff.
But what I'm saying,
Can you give us advice? How do we get a tender? We want to get a tender and do the job.
but what I'm asking,
How do we apply for a tender? Where do you go? Like, where does this
I
thing
don't know,
happen?
I'm not a tender guy.
You're not a tender guy?
No.
Oh, man. We need to find out, Pedro.
Yeah, what you do?
I really want to do that, man. But here's my thing with the tender guys, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can get tender money and not do the job when if you did the job, it would mean you'd get more tenders and make more money. Like, it's simple logic.
I'm actually not going to answer the way you want me to.
Got you?
Because I've always had a problem with how we label each other
Got you?
as black people, including how we've criminalized black business people.
I didn't mention a race.
No, I'm making an example.
Okay.
Tender guys, the first thing that comes into your mind is
No. But that's why you're getting me wrong, because even
know.
white people are corrupt, but they do the work.
No, I know. I just want to start with this point.
Got you.
Because I think it's a very important podcast.
Got you.
And there's a point we need to drive and a narrative that we need to work on. We have, over time, took a decision that a black person who's doing a tender is a tenderpreneur. Yes. A white person who does a tender is a businessman.
Okay.
You're right, yeah.
And we, amongst ourselves, have pushed this narrative. Yeah?
Got you?
And we're demonizing black people and legitimate businessmen who are doing proper business. I can assure you now, if 50% of the work that was not done, this country would not be where it is. There's a lot of corruption, but there's a lot of people who are doing business correctly and who are completing their jobs. There are a lot of them. I can assure you. Right? That's why you must look at fruitless expenditure. You see, this thing is about facts. It's not about a feeling, a hearsay,
opinions.
Yes, it's about what does Treasurer say about this department, that department, this department. What is the budget of this? What is fruitless expenditure? Where have they delivered? You can see that our government is working, but of course there are areas of weaknesses. But one thing that I honestly think we need to deal with is us calling each other names. Generally as black people, because it demystifies, it really brings a serious, it really, take us down as a nation. Because any black person, it's like you're some bad person. Why tender,
But I never said that. I never made it a race thing.
Remember, I said to you, I wanted to make...
give you an answer that... Okay,
yes.
Got you.
I know what you said.
Yes.
But I thought you really, you really raised something, and you really made me want to
address it.
Yes, because I think it's one thing which is very important.
Can you answer my question though?
Yeah.
Like, you deal a lot with guys that have tenders and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that logic, is that far-fetched? Like, I think it's so simple.
I think many of them, they do deliver.
Okay.
There are some who don't. That government blacklist them. And they don't get the jobs anymore. It's a sad case. And I think we shouldn't encourage people who, when they go to business, they do such things.
Yeah.
But I can assure you, a lot of black people who do business, they do it legitimate. But the biggest problem is these people who are stopping projects because they must get 30%. Yes.
Okay, the mafia business that you're talking about.
That is becoming the biggest enemy of the state. The biggest...
Because we don't see that. Then we just see, this one didn't complete. Okay.
Yeah, the biggest problem today is people... And nobody is saying people on the ground must not find expression. But some of them are criminalizing this thing. They don't even want to work.
Weaponizing it.
They want to take 30% of, whatever you're doing
tender,
there.
yeah.
You see, and it doesn't make sense. We say people must get opportunities. Abasekhleleni are locals, right? But what is wrong is when people are just stopping all the projects, and that's the biggest challenge we're having currently.
I've got 3 questions from chillers here, no? How do you reconcile the ANC's partnership with the DA in the national GNU, yet refusing to partner with them in Gauteng?
Nobody refused to partner with the Democratic Alliance in Gauteng. It's
a myth.
It's a myth, it's a taboo. And DA is the one that is pushing it because they believe they can divide the ANC.
Okay.
Doesn't exist, that thing. Every move we've made, we engaged our national leadership and we had an agreement. We agreed with Democratic Alliance that, look, when we elected Panyaza, by the way, we were with DA. No contestation. We elected their deputy speaker. Deputy speaker, ne? Yeah. We elected their deputy speaker in the same meeting. After that, Umam Helen Zille, wabatshela ukuthi, hey, change that deal is wrong.
Yeah.
And we disagreed with them because you can't, in the middle of the game, you change the rules. Because we had agreed on how we're going to work moving forward. We presented it to our National Executive Committee, especially the NOPs. We then agreed that this deal of DA is not going to work because it will make us suffer.
All right. What plans do you have to stabilize Ekurhuleni's metros and prevent frequent mayor changes?
I think Ekurhuleni is stable currently. The mayor who's there, Comrade Dr. Klagaza, well experienced, accepted by many. So we don't foresee problems. But the reality is that there's no outright party that is a majority anyway. So you can't really say there will not be an attempt to remove a mayor because you don't run the next party. Yeah? But from where we are, we think we've got a solid a relationship with those we work with.
Who was that mayor who looked like a criminal and it turns out he's a criminal?
Oh, yeah. Ubani. Ubani, why don't you come back?
He looks suspect.
Commander.
He's in trouble now. What happened? I haven't been following. Sorry, man. I didn't follow. But what happened? He's in trouble now.
What's up? An old Temba Lama Africa. An old insurance funeral Masnwabana scam that he ran. And apparently it died, him and the other director. Like, oh. He looks suspicious from the start.
He looks suspicious.
They say don't judge a book by its cover. Some books are.
You know about that story?
Yeah.
Yes, man. How did you guys put him as mayor, bro? Like, just even image-wise.
But he's from Al Jamar. He was
it's not ANC. Eh?
Oh, it's not
You
ANC.
see?
I don't know these things.
Yeah, you must know so that you don't accuse me of appointing anyone.
Who do you support as the next ANC president in 2027? Paul Mashatile, Gwede Mantashe, Panyaza Lesufi, or Fikile Mbalula?
ANC is in a renewal process. We're renewing the ANC. What is important for us is to have a strong organization. Anyone in the ANC was preoccupied
Hey, this
with...
good man is dribbling.
But allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Anyone who's preoccupied about leading the ANC in 2027, you see this ship is sinking. Your preoccupation is leading a sinking ship, other than helping people to rescue the ship. There's a problem with you.
Yeah, but who do you?
Yeah, I'm not backing anyone now. I am making sure that we have stronger branches than before. We are recruiting young people of integrity. We are recruiting people from different sectors to come and contribute positively in the African National Congress. It might not be within one of those comrades who you are talking about there, because once there is a renewal process, there is a different chain of thoughts. So the ANC is not entertaining anything that talks about leadership now, between now and the beginning of Jan 2027. We're going to elections in 2026. We must be fighting about who must lead the ANC. Then there's something wrong with us.
But there seems to be frictions, and they speak to what the elective conference is speaking to, which is in 2027, with what had happened with Mbalula and Panyaza. There seems to be friction there, because I know he had summoned Panyaza to, and I think you were in that meeting. When you're not in that meeting, what are your opinions on that friction? Because we don't know what it's about, but a lot of people are saying it's to do with continuity or leadership and succession, rather. That's the word.
Look, I think we dealt with that matter. There was a confusion, or rather a misinterpretation of what Comrade Panyaza would have said on the GNU, which I think Comrade Panyaza went there and clarified what are the issues. And there was clarity. The biggest problem is when you hear political parties outside of the ANC having a view about the internal issues of the ANC, especially Democratic Alliance, which for some reason thinks they can have a view. That's where we really are.
But this is why you guys are losing numbers, eh? Just
Why?
be honest. I didn't even hear a single thing you said now. I'm just hearing a political. You
see.
No, but just be honest. I asked you a simple question. Who are you behind? Fikile Mbalula Kwede. Ngikuzwile mara, you are moving. Just be honest. Why can't you be honest?
Mzala, ANC iluza ama-elections.
Yeah.
Nge-2022, nge-2024.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah.
Angizokwazi ngikhuluma ngesiZulu ke manje.
Yeah.
Angizokwazi ukusupporta anyone if ngibona inhlangano iyafa, ngibe preoccupied ngokusupporta enye indoda. Okwamanje ngifocuse ku-renewing organization kaThambo iqine, so that we can elect leaders. Lento ongibuza yona, ngicela ungibuze ngo-2027 January. I will have a proper answer for you. For now, impilo yami nenhliziyo yami ithi sisenkingeni. Asambe siyo-recruit abantu abazosiza le nhlangano ibe stronger. Ngihamba ngiyosupport indoda manje i-ANC ku-2026 elections. Iluze mina ngibhizi ngifuna ukusupportana nenye indoda. Anginaso leso sikhathi.
Do you buy it, Penduka?
Look, in his heart, of course he has someone. But obviously he can't say that. As a member of the ANC, he can't say that. No. In your heart, konum fatelai. In your heart, konum fatelai.
It's in something.
Let's say the ship gets fixed. Ukona in your heart who you'd prefer a captain?
It's in something, I'll tell you. My love for the ANC surpasses my belief for anyone. I want you to understand that.
Yeah.
I'm a child of the ANC through and through. I was born in this organization, never recruited. It was in my house when I was young. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when I say to you, we're at the point where we're sinking. These comrades are talking about, I know them, I respect them.
Yeah.
But I understand that the ANC, Ayabantu, we have lost people. We need to bring back people into the ANC who will help this organization to run better. That's why we're running solid programs to bring back and recruit people who will turn this thing around. Leader, man. You can't change and renew the organization using the old tricks. Using the same old things we were doing before. Before, but we become fixed in factionalism. I'm a branch in Sibeanga Seko. They say, oh no, Ubani says a conference in Kuzwabani. Those are the things we used to do. I was part of them. Right? We need to stop those things. When I say to you, Angina interest any leader, I mean it. I'm not doing a PR.
Yes.
So those in the ANC, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm very much, I'm one of those, even when I'm criticized by leadership. Those who they know me, you can't call me. I don't have time for that. You can't even buy me, by the way.
Okay, cool. Can I?
Yeah? Those who buy people, me, you can't buy.
Can I ask you, throw a span in the works? Can you admit, though, that part of the reason why, no one knows why ANC lost so many votes and whatever, right? But part of the reason is that there's a disconnect between the organization and the people, because when there's an opportunity to tell the truth, you guys always just
You're asking me about elections, or you are having
No,
an opinion?
that's what I'm saying. Let me throw a spanner in the works. Like, why can't you guys just be honest?
There's a lot of things that made us lose elections, scientifically. Not one, we had a serious problem of electricity. That thing
Killed.
hit, especially in Gauteng. Yeah, everything is electricity.
Yeah.
So it means people will lose jobs. It has a direct impact to us. It means we had a problem of crime. Crime, Jubilee, Pretoria,
Hey,
everywhere.
it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
So when you have those problems, they're scientific. You see them, you can touch them. Here are the 4 critical issues that you must deal with. Now we're starting to have a problem of water. Ne? People are going to say it's government without wanting to take responsibility on what we do on issues of water. We don't save water. In fact, we've got so much water supply in Gauteng, 2 times more than what we should have. But now people, land invasion, these parties, land invasion, they put these shacks in areas where there's pipes, babugama pipes, lapayana. It messes up. There's illegal connections coming from those shacks that people are saying land invasion or revolutionaries, messing up our province, messing up our country in the name of wanting to gain votes, right? So it does affect the province. What will people say? It's the African National Congress.
Yeah.
We're on stage 1 now. We're saying to people, don't, make sure.
Swimming pools,
Yes,
what.
swimming pools. But people will continue. But when there's no water, government. Because we need to work together to realize a certain objective at all times. So those are some of the problems that so there's a clear evidence why we lost elections, including the social distancing between the ANC and the people.
Yes.
The social distancing between the ANC and the people is a problem.
Just be honest, guys.
You know what I'm saying? It. That's why I said we're renewing the ANC. Remember, because you can't not take responsibility of your actions. You must agree. Evan,
Yes.
yeah, I can't wake up and be called to a house to support you when the ANC is in a crisis. I must fix the ANC. I'll talk to you when the ANC is fixed. But I want to see your commitment in this renewal. I want to see you. If you can take us forward in this renewal. And then we start assessing each other. Hey, this leader is obsessed about himself. Can we support this one? And get it now. We are at that stage where we're renewing. Yeah. So I can't be choosing a leader now when I'm in a process of renewing the ANC. When even myself, when I go to branches, I comrades, in a program here 2027, support us but then branches of the ANC will say, hey, happy this man.
And that's why Gayton is doing so well. Because there's nothing different that he's doing. He's just honest. And people appreciate him from that. Am I lying, Penduk?
I wouldn't say he's doing well, man. The optics look like he's doing well.
no.
He's just been attending games. What are his objectives as a minister, and how many has he achieved? And I love him. The optics look good, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
He's just attending games.
no, look, he's attending games. He's very transparent. Shout out to him. The traveling to Paris thing, he was very transparent.
That's what I mean.
We
Who else would
appreciate
do
that.
that? Who else would do that?
Yeah,
What
so
did
far.
traveling to Paris was?
They said he spent
cost-
over 800K.
Yeah. Then he was just
So now he
transparent.
takes buses and he takes a picture while he's taking a
Yeah, but we can't say minister's working by doing that. We also need to be honest. He's got a mandate and we need to see at the end of the day, you know,
Yeah.
and he just started. Also must give him time. But I wouldn't be too impressed by what I'm currently seeing. But I don't know if MacG, you mentioned Prapanyaza in the option of people you asked him about. He seems to be under attack. There seems to be a lot of things that they're trying to cook up or allegations that are coming up. And we've seen that happen to past ANC leaders, especially those who enjoy a lot of support on the ground.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Konkote ambai. That's how life is. A car that is not moving, dogs will never buy back on it. He's a solid leader. He's a solid.
So there's threats.
Solid leader in our province.
Uh-huh.
He's got a backing of this provincial executive committee. I lead with him. I know him. Those who don't like him, they call him a populist. Because he believes in doing things that are touchable. Touch and feel. Yes. Tangible things. Panyaza will not come here and confuse you with jargon. Political jargon.
That's what I was looking for, jargon. Yeah.
No. He'll come here, simplify, hey, we're going to siyaza abantu abaspan.
Yeah.
Span. Kunenkinga yama-transformers, fake nama-transformer bafethu kube nogesi. Those are type of leaders we're looking for. And fortunately, we have him in Gauteng. He's got our backing as our leader in Gauteng.
Got you.
Of course, counter-revolutionary forces, those who are opposing us, will attack the leader. They're not attacking the leader, they're attacking the ANC. When you're confused, you think, Awananda, ba attack a law. Makateku Ramaphosa, hi, is Ramaphosa. You hit the head for you to collapse the party.
How often do you see the president?
Maybe once a month. Maybe. It depends.
Next time you see him, say, Hinda, what do you mean?
Hinda. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, I got two more questions.
Yeah.
Are you and Mzwandile Masina still in good terms? Why was the tension in the first place?
We're comrades.
Comrades.
Yeah, we'll always be comrades. He's my brother. We did many things together. We led a revolution from the front.
Who's that? Is that like your best friend in politics? Who's that? I don't know the guy. Who is it?
Hey, former mayor.
Oh, it's the former mayor of Joburg.
Kuruleni.
Kuruleni.
Yeah, but we grew up together. He's my guy.
So why would people think there's tension? Like what happened?
I guess optics. Like you say, maybe we don't chill together like before. I've got responsibilities.
What happened, Peduka? You're on Kaya every day.
I'm not sure. We haven't spoken about that. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I haven't been keeping following that closely.
You still faith?
What? Hey, Chief, you are going to make my girlfriend fight with me. No? You are busy giving me people here. Please. I'm still nesting some things.
You're not denying them, though.
No. But I said I'm not dating her. What are you talking about? Hey, Chief. Hey, Daddy. You are sent by counter-revolutionary forces.
Okay. What happens after this? Do you intend to run for another term or pursue other opportunities, or do you want to be Premier of Gauteng?
And you're going to say it's a PR stand, but those in the NC will know. I've never, even once, said I'm standing for any position in the NC. Once. I've never. This is what I believe in. I'm elected as a provincial secretary. What I would have done as the mandate from the last conference must speak for me. If people feel I didn't do the work, sure.
It's shy.
It's shy. Right? I've learned from previous leaders who have led the ANC, Mahaba and the president and all of that. Do your best in your position. And when people feel, no, you are not doing well, we think we have got this other one, let them experience that person. It's like when a woman does not want you. Wow, because uzokmosha even worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Just take the car back. That's it.
So you know what I mean? Maruzokhohlwa sa. Ayincane trans. Shene trans. Shene trans. Monke manje bathi. Yes. So the point that I'm making is that I've never, not even once, and it doesn't mean when now there's a view that I must stand, I don't engage. But I've never, even now, I'm not thinking 2026 conference. I'm not. And people think, hey, it's crazy, this one. But that's how I've always moved. Because once you are preoccupied with calling people to elect you and you are not doing your job, it will be visible. Yeah?
Plain to see.
Yes. But when people know, you know, this guy from the day we elected him up until today, we have said he must do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has done that. We gave him a clear mandate. We have lost all the metros, go and get them back. We have lost all municipalities. Yeah? Of the 11 municipalities, we had one municipality that we won, is Midvaal. It's in fact, DA didn't win any municipality, they only won Midvaal. Till now we won Heidelberg. Ne? And they went into a coalition in 7 municipalities. We're only left with 3 small municipalities. As I'm talking to you, all municipalities are under the influence of the ANC.
Wow, now.
Got a mandate from a conference. We led that program from the front. with those who lead it. Today, only mid-Val, we don't have an influence in Gauteng. Because we want to make sure that service goes to our people. Many of the councillors are councillors of the ANC. When there's no services going to our people because the executive is not in favor of the ANC, people blame our councillors.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to go and fight very hard. It's not like it's a ping-pong game. It's understanding that the budget, if it doesn't go to the poor, it affects us directly. We lose more votes. People say the ANC does not deliver. They don't care if it's the DA who's in charge.
It's just ANC.
It's just the ANC because we voted for the council. So we had to go fight very hard, bring this thing back. As we did in Tshwane, it made Godzilla very angry, but that's how it is.
Any question, Panuka?
Yeah, man, I know your answer it's a similar question, but I know your answer is going to be you'll go wherever the ANC sends you. But you, where would you like to see yourself if the ANC does put you in public office? And why that particular maybe space?
Okay, maybe let me answer this question differently.
Yes.
ANC is the people. ANC is not a person. It's not owned by anyone. That's why it's the most contested organization in this country.
Okay.
Because there's no sole owner, not even President Ramaphosa. That's what is
Not even
difficult.
Gwede?
No one owns the ANC.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can stand here and speak as if I'm in charge. In the ANC.
Yeah.
Oh, chief, you get contested by a branch member.
Wow.
That's what makes it democratic.
Got you.
That's why we know every 10 years at least we'll have a new president. That's the only organization. That rest assured is going to go to conference. Nobody's going to say, no conference.
Oh,
For the
yeah,
next
because
years.
it's been Helen Zille since.
Yeah, of course.
EFF, it's...
No, Helen
Julius.
Zille moves from here and she becomes the super boss.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
In the ANC, there's no super boss.
Got you.
Ne, we've got the Tabombeki chief, Stwalando. Ne?
Julius, how long has Julius been running? More than 10 years, isn't it?
No. Sir, Julius, man. I got to work EFF.
No, I'm just... I'm
Yes,
trying to...
but there's no organization like that.
Got you.
That makes it unique, but it also opens it up for infiltration. You see? So, Saul, when I say to you, it's not
on camera. It's not on camera.
the president. The president is telling you. I don't want the president to be.
Yes.
As you know, when you say wrong call,
Yeah, hey,
No, man, please.
No, it's fine.
that was just on a lighter note.
Yeah.
No, I'm explaining, Saul, that now that it has always been in my DNA and I understand as a kid of the ANC that it doesn't matter what I want and what I feel. And sometimes people think this is a slogan. To some, it's a slogan. To some, it's not. Right? When you say people will then decide. You say that confidently because of your contribution to the movement and to the people of South Africa. You can't say that when you are not a selfless kid. Ne? You will be busy with wanting to get the best office for your own interest. Because that's what you're preoccupied with. If I'm a president, it means I'll direct things here.
My own.
So your preoccupation is not what becomes my contribution in turning things around. Saul, we're not where we were. We don't have the majority. We must start by accepting that deep in our hearts and minds, then we'll start turning things around for the ANC. So I'm saying this for you to understand that I am not some confused fellow.
It's not a role thing. For
No. That time has come and it's gone. And that's why on a daily basis we're saying to comrades, bring people that you never thought you'll bring them to the ANC because you were thinking that they're going to contest you and take your position. Because this organization is the tool of it's our liberator. It's the only thing our forefathers left us with. We have messed it up.
No, you
We must fix it.
You must hire me. I can fix your problems one day.
No, I know.
One day. I have all the solutions.
You'll get there and say, yeah, now you're done. I remain.
Before you go, man,
Yeah.
is it possible? Can you extend the alcohol on Sundays from 3 p.m. to maybe 6? You're killing us, man. On Sundays, bro, you're killing us.
So you want us to be a drunkard country?
Yeah, we've got too many problems.
Let me tell you
Who
what.
agrees with me? From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. On Sundays.
In pubs, you can do what you want. But the reality is that most of the things that happens, social ills, alcohol is part of it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's why
Everything.
6 p.m. We're not saying all
No,
day, 6
no.
p.m.
At least say,
But 3 p.m. we're just recovering from the hangover from last night. Just woken up.
But whenever you have a sponsor, you can just take it home. You can just take it home and, yeah.
In closing, man, when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered as?
I've never thought about that. I think a man who had no limitations, I guess. Fearless will be a bit arrogant, but I guess I am a bit of a fearless person, but very responsible and respectful. But a man who made a difference in people's lives, you know, positive difference. But also a man who loved his country and his people. Because I believe, and this is one of the leaders, Che Guevara, who says, a revolutionary is guided by the spirit of love. And I always say to comrades, you can't lead people you don't love. So I want to be known as a person who honestly and deeply loved his people. And that's me. That's why I every day, you know, and those who are my detractors in politics, they call me all sorts of names. Amapiano. I'm called Amapiano. Can you imagine? TJ, TK.
Yeah.
You know, because those are your detractors.
Yeah.
And I even embrace those names, by the way, because it's an industry I come from and I'm proud of it. And you are not going to tell me that a mine worker becomes a better thinker than a person who's coming from the entertainment business.
Got you.
Because we are all the same. Those are some of the struggles I've been through, Penduk, in my journey to be a leader. Purely because as black people, people in the entertainment business are seen as non-thinkers.
Yeah. Sex, drugs, and alcohol. That's all you think.
Yeah.
Well, it's true.
And a person who would have built a person who would have built company and did this at the young age must then be seen as. So I want to be seen as one of those guys that against all odds. Because the reality is that you can find it in very few countries, this transformation. From this entertainment to be at the center of politics. You can name
and at the heart of it, not
at
just
the heart, exactly. So I want to motivate the next kid that never listen to what people say, because people will always have something to say. Just believe in yourself, do what you can, but do it with love.
Is there more ass in music or politics?
I don't know. I don't think there's ass in music. In politics, nah.
More money in music or politics?
Music.
Woo! For real?
Yeah.
Shit, I think it was
Politics
politics.
is opportunities. Yeah. It's not.
How do you make your money as a politician?
I work for an NGO, ANC. I'm a secretary.
So you get your money from NC?
Yeah, I get paid.
Yeah, but you live an 9 to opulent 5 lifestyle, man.
Where?
Oh.
It's imaginary, that thing. No, but the reality is that I've been working all my life. So
Yeah, okay.
I've always done my own thing.
Before you go, man.
So I've always had this, you know.
Yeah. Before you go, your surname is Niza.
Yes.
But that's your stepfather, right?
Yeah.
So why did you take his surname, not your...
I honor him, man. It's the greatest guy I've ever came across.
Wow.
Greatest guy I've ever came across.
So what's your original surname?
Okay. Hey, you are studying a very...
No, we're wrapping it up.
It's not even... I'm a... ngumntana kwabo mama mina. I don't know if it makes sense.
100%. A lot of us are.
Yeah. Mina
You were raised
ngumntana
by your
kwabo.
mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
My father, Kobeni, Maduna, some guy, fine is my father, but we never had anything.
Gotcha.
And I'm one of those guys, very independent, minded, and you can't influence me against him.
Got you.
The same. Not even my mother could influence me against this guy,
Got you.
irrespective of their issues.
Ah.
I never allowed it. But when I gave the guy a chance when I was older to say, okay,
This is Niza now.
no,
Matun.
Oh,
okay.
When I gave him,
okay,
like the guy
got
was
you.
just, he was just, I don't know, and this itamalam, kahle kahle isithakazelo sakho unala yena. Mina ngokhadebe isithakazelo sami because a clan name is who you are, is the
Of
origin.
course. Yes, yes.
You can change your surname to be anything.
Yes.
You know, right?
Yes.
What is your origin is your clan name.
Yes.
My clan name Ukhateb, which is my mother's, because it's gonna be too vulgar.
Yeah.
So what feeds you is more important than what produces you. Ngosinto.
Then I know what is Cassper stronger than he said. I think I was gonna say that, right? Yeah, something like the pen is mightier than the sword, but Cassper is more than the
Exactly.
sand. Yeah. No, it's fine. This is a podcast. You can say it, man.
Not me, dog. They're gonna take that clip and say, send it.
And they'll send it around to everyone on WhatsApp.
And then they change the words.
Yeah, you know the game, man.
So
So when you do your rituals, like you use khatem.
Khateb.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but because I could have taken a decision, my surname is Tembinkosi and my kids become Tembinkosi. But what is important is impande yakho. So impande yami mina ngumntana kabo oledi. But the guy
No, same, not.
Yeah, mina yawuthi ngikhulisile stepfather sami good guy.
Wow. He's still alive.
Solid, no, he died 2005.
Okay.
Wow.
Died in 2005, and I would have honored him by that time being his partner. I would have done some things for him. I was like proud of myself.
That's beautiful. A stepfather.
Yeah, proper guy.
Proper,
solid.
Proper dad.
A guy who stands and takes you to school, a guy who stands for you in battles.
That's a dad, man.
Family gatherings and, most tensions. Talapela, the step families are not thought. The tensions were big, chief. Not now. Now it's acceptable.
Yeah.
More figure like, cool. Can't keep following. You don't even want to go there. Like,
Yeah.
So no, man, my father is just the greatest guy I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I'll always cherish him.
Yeah.
And that's why even my kids will be known in honor of him.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Beautiful.
I'm Niza because I choose to be, not because
And your
anybody.
son, his stage name is Niza.
It's Caesar.
Caesar, sorry. Yeah. But yeah.
He just took the N off.
Yeah, the N off.
So yeah, that's, how do you know what you're asking me?
What do you mean?
What you asked me just now, because I never speak about that.
That's why I'm a podcaster and you're a politician. That's
good journalism, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Pratike, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank
Really
you very
appreciate
much,
it, man.
Shahid.
This was amazing.
Thank you, man.
Showcase.
Thank you, man. So,
Showcase.
no, you're not getting into music. You're not getting back into music. Piano's hot right now, eh? These kids are making money, bro. In dollars.
I dance for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shy piano child.
Ne?
Yeah, no. I'm very proud of them, I must say.
Can you help with the visas thing? Because the only thing they're having an issue with is the visas.
I've raised it, including with the foreign minister, comrade Lamula.
Yeah.
So I've raised it with them, including the Home Affairs.
Yeah.
So I think they're looking into it because
Perfect.
they've been raising it for some time.
Yeah.
But I can assure you, one guy writes something on my TikTok. He says, this one is not a politician, he's a promoter of Amapiano.
Yes.
As if Amapiano is not a contributor to the economy of this country.
It is.
It's a huge one, man.
Biggest export.
That's when you understand that, hey, son,
You know America.
our people are
America has
just lacking depth,
Hollywood.
ne?
America has Hollywood. It's the biggest export business. Music as well. In England, it's the soccer, the Premier League. South Africa, we have piano.
It's an employer of youth.
Massive.
Changed so many lives, so many families.
Who
So
do you feed
children.
many families?
Oh,
man.
Who do you
Feeds
fuck
many.
with in piano?
Yo, many. 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 I know you have issues with Pori, but I love him. I love him. I love, and I want us to have a discussion offline about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think just brother to brother.
100%.
Yeah? I love Kabza, the small
King.
I love...
There's a guy, his name is Penduka. He's got a big song out.
What song is this?
Dikabang.
Oh, it's nice.
Massive.
Who he is? I'm sure who he is. I just don't know it's my tune. So
Yeah.
I need
It's
to
very
fix-
spiritual.
I need to
If he
fix
tells
that
you what the song is
branding
about,
part of
you'll
it.
cry.
And I listen to the spiritual songs, by the way.
Yeah,
They're
you cry like
mine.
now. I kid you not. Please tell him about the song.
Just play the song.
No, he'll tell you. We'll play it because we can play it.
It's about family feuds, man. You know, it's about, the situation in families where you're no longer talking to your sister.
Oh.
Like, remember when you said when the breadwinner dies and then we all blame one another for certain things. So pretty much the song is about that. And it's special because there is Sutu, which there aren't many Sutu songs in Amapiano.
Yeah, you're right.
Huge song, yeah.
Beautiful. You'll be proud of him.
Ne?
Yeah, beautiful. But we'll send it to you.
We'll send it to you.
Ne?
You won't
Send
hear it from me.
ne?
It's too far,
Yeah, no. I fuck with piano.
Momo?
Kelvin, is prop.
Ne.
Yeah, he's deep, but he gets it.
Yeah.
That's
No one back.
Hey man, but he gets it. He gets it. There are a lot of these guys, man. Very proud of them. But I still say they need to build brands, artists. That one.
Because there's not even one piano artist we can say is brand worthy
That's my
except
point.
Pori. Yeah, maybe Pori.
But how do you get it?
Oh, but Focalistic, he got it right.
Yeah,
Focalistic
yeah.
got it right.
But I still feel that he sold himself more to the Nigerians than. That's just my view. Nothing personal. Nayo.
Yeah, but they aren't brands.
They're not.
So with most of these guys, they're big, ne? But you have to say, oh, this is the guy that did that song.
That's my point.
This is the guy that did this
And
song.
you have to be in the piano culture for you to know
understand, yeah.
Kiss Mang Mang or Kiss Mang Mang or.
Whereas Drake can walk anyway.
Yes. Whereas artists from Nigeria can walk anywhere.
Mm.
The Afrobeat boys.
Yeah.
The young ones and the old ones. That's a problem. We need to fix that.
What do you think about Nigerians coming to take our women here, man? Hey, they're killing them, eh? They're slaughtering them. Those guys, my men.
Yo, the Bawela. Kono Wanowela, a good man, as we speak. Bawela, man. Like,
How do I think? I don't know, man.
And when we went to Nigeria, it's a thing there, eh?
Yeah?
They make fun of us, eh?
Yeah, I know.
When we went to Nigeria, who did I go with?
yeah.
Yeah, by the airport, they're like, oh, South Africa, we try your
touching your
woman. It's like, hey
Bro.
man, I'm
but
just trying to pass my passport. Just
Yeah, watch out.
Hey man, we are here, podcast and chill. Boom.
Hey, Tarash, okay.
Welcome to Black Excellence. Do not fear, for if you do, just sip on some grandeur. And if you still do, ask ourselves, what would Mapapunzi do? Parama chila, itlesha lefiki. Ungoyigi, even if when they ask you, how sabini, do not fear. For if you do, just say, Anistivi. This is the medicine of censorship. This is the pill. Which one is that one? Podcast and chill.